Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Paulie Z Show. It is episode number 17. And today I got a couple of goofballs in the studio with me. Usually we have, my guests are on the phone. Sometimes we've been lucky enough to get them into the actual studio. And today, not because I wanted them to, but because the overall demand from the fans kept saying, why aren't you bringing them in? Well, I finally brought them in. The Dumb and Dumber from my band ZO2. I'm talking about my brother Dave Z and my drummer Joey Casada. Say hi, guys.
Goof! How you doing? I don't know how you talked me into doing this.
What do you mean? It was free lunch. That's all I had to say.
Oh, it is free lunch?
No.
Well, I have an empty coffee cup in front of me. I said, "Oh, you guys have coffee?" Oh, no, we have some water.
That's the best. That's the kind of treatment we get. Water in a coffee cup.
Well, I mean, first of all, the coffee cups were not for you guys. They were left over from a more important session. And second of all,
somebody who turned 60, it says happy 60th birthday.
Oh,
on
yeah,
there.
it does. Dunkin' Donuts.
Who do you have on here?
All right. Let me.
But you're the host. You don't even have anything in front of you.
I have a plastic cup of water.
That's pretty good.
Well, I didn't say this was professional. I just said it was fun. Okay, so basically, we've had you guys on before, but on the bonus sections in the beginning, and then I think I had Joe on when we were recapping our NAMM trip because Joey and I went out to NAMM in California. But now this is the first time that we're actually in the same room, all three of us at the same time. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun because, obviously we have a million stories. But more importantly, the last, I want to say like probably 6 or 7 episodes of this show have been really, really heavily based on the conversation between me and the guests. And I really didn't get to a lot of segments that I had earlier. For example, Benny Boy, who was a staple on the show. I haven't talked to him in a while. Even just the food reviews, they've been few and far between. And the Yo Paulie, I've been getting a lot of email, but I haven't been able to get to them. So what I thought we could do today was the three of us will do some stories on our own, things that we want to talk about. But then I wanted to go to Yo Paulie, and maybe you guys help me read some. Are you guys cool with that?
You having trouble reading the text?
Hold on a second.
Well, I want to give you something to do.
Paul, that says the.
Oh, okay.
I've heard some of your podcasts. For the last 3 or 4 episodes, you've had every guest on for over an hour.
Well, that's my point.
We're not getting our time cut to read some stupid emails.
That is your time. That is your time.
Look, we got bumped from bonus. I'm his brother, for Christ's sake. I got bumped from bonus to now coming on where he's going to try out all his other segments.
I got up at 9 o'clock in the morning to come all the way here to do this show. I'm not doing any stupid reviews or any of that stuff. I'm talking about me.
Okay.
This is the Yo David and Joey time.
Exactly.
All right. Well, why don't we do this?
How about we put Benny on the bonus? How about that, Ben?
Why don't we talk? There is no bonus anymore because the show's too long.
Oh.
Why don't we just do this? We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, and as soon as it gets boring, which will be about 7 minutes in, then we'll go to what I wanted to do. Okay?
You're talking to Dave, right?
No, the two of you.
Oh.
All right. So, all right. Why don't we? What do you want? Put it this way. Let's start. What do you want to talk about? Exactly, nothing.
No, well,
all right, let's call Ben.
I have something. I was home the other night, and my phone starts tweeting, and I get Paulie Z's tweets. And Paulie and Dave actually went to a party. Where'd you go? Alicia Keys?
It was a party hosted by Alicia Keys for Gotham magazine, which, by the way, let me ask you guys this. Did you know that New York was considered and called Gotham City? Does this sound...
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was born and raised, lived in New York. I had no clue. Alex is looking at me like I'm a fucking idiot. But I seriously had no idea.
Alex, for those who don't know, is my producer extraordinaire, who I actually got to speak on the show for the first time last episode.
Who also will not get us coffee.
Wait, Joe, did you know that?
Yes, and what do you think Metropolis is, too? Superman.
Yeah.
It's based on New York.
Based on New York, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Gotham and Metropolis.
Well,
you know what's interesting? I don't know if people know this out there, but I always found it very interesting that DC Comics that has, for the non-comic readers out there, DC is like Superman, Batman, those kind of characters. And Marvel was, Spider-Man, Captain America, the Fantastic Four, Hulk, all those guys. And DC is all made up as far as the world. The cities are made up. And Marvel uses actually New York. Like Spider-Man lives
Queens,
in New York, yeah.
Right.
And Gotham and Metropolis are just fabrications based on New York, which I always
Oh,
thought
they
was
almost
interesting.
all are too. Flash, I think, is Central City. They're all based on New York, kind of.
Right.
Weird.
But when they do the crossovers, where are they? Because
Most of the time they're in the real cities, like in New York or LA. Or
really,
something.
so
Yeah, I think
Superman
so.
and Batman actually have
Yeah.
been to New York.
They kind of just don't even say it. They kind of say that New York still is in the same world as Metropolis, but they just don't refer to it.
Well, think about in movies. Most of the time, you don't know where they are unless there's a signifying, landmark or something.
Yeah,
but
but
a lot
still-
of times it could be any city,
But you know
anywhere
you're
in New
but,
York.
yeah, but you
anywhere US.
assume that it's a real city. Like you don't ever you
I
don't want-
assume?
you assume that it's a real city. Oh wait,
We're
Joey.
gonna count how many times Paulie butchers the English language.
Yeah.
You
Meanwhile,
assume.
Hold on. Meanwhile, before this podcast started, Joey had the balls to tell Alex, my producer. He goes, Alex, do you realize every time Joey butchers the English language?
Joey, I said Paulie.
Paul, what did you say? Oh, every time Paulie butchers the how did he say it?
The English.
The English. He said every time he butchers the English language.
I was trying to be so careful I couldn't say it.
Look, let's face it. We're all idiots from Brooklyn. We can't speak. None of us.
We can't. Well, it's
not one of the.
Well,
three
that's
of
the
us.
Brooklyn accent. That is.
I don't speak too good.
It's all stems from Rocky. Anyway, look.
Let's get back to the story.
Yeah, so we went to this party for Gotham magazine, and it was hosted by Alicia Keys. It was a red carpet event, and for whatever reason, Joey wasn't there.
Well, I normally don't like to do these things with you guys because you mortify me wherever I go.
No,
So what happened was I decided to stay home, and I'm on my couch watching. I think I was watching Survivor or something, and
Because
I
that's
get
more
these
important.
tweets from Paulie. The updates at the party. Yeah, we're on the red carpet, so it sounds good. I'm kind of disappointed I'm not there now. Then I get a tweet that he's on the dance floor with Patti LaBelle's assistant.
Which I thought he came up to me and he said, "Yeah, hey, I just met Patti." At first, I heard Patti LaBelle. I'm like, "Oh, that's great." And then I was like, "Wait, no, what did you say after that?" I thought he said Patti LaBelle's sister. I was like, "Oh, that's not so bad."
Hold on, which is really not that great either. But go ahead.
It's better. And then I found out, oh, it's her assistant. Okay.
So he says he got the party started with Patti LaBelle's assistant on the dance floor. So I'm like, oh, Lord. here
She
we
was
go.
great, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking,
Wait,
if
let me
I'm-
explain.
If I'm there, I'm probably either hiding or leaving anyway.
Allow me to explain. What happened was, first of all, you know me. When I go somewhere, I make friends. Like I don't go and just sit there and kind of like twiddle my thumbs. Like if I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna make friends. And I have no problem going up to a complete stranger and saying, hey, what brings you here? How you doing? So.
Like I've referred to before, you make friends like Larry David makes friends.
Yeah,
You
so?
make a fool of yourself. They laugh at you, and you think they're your friends.
Oh my God! Wait, that you just reminded me of something that happened. I totally forgot about this.
What?
Before we make friends with any people, we make friends with the food, right? We go right to the food table, and they brought out these trays. The hors d'oeuvre trays. So we're taking. Obviously, we usually like to find out where they come from. So we like to stand and position ourselves right there, so we catch them as they're coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh.
We're not at Burger King. We're at they're at Alicia
Absolutely.
Keys' party.
Hey, look,
They're bombarding
But
the
they're
chef.
spending money
But
on the
hold
food.
on,
Someone's
but
got
hold
to
on.
eat 'em.
But let me tell you what happens. So we take, it's like this croquette thing. It's on a stick, right? Little stick fork. Eat it. We're fine. We're talking. We're having a conversation. Another person walks by, offers us another hors d'oeuvre. Paulie takes the hors d'oeuvre, puts his stick on the plate. This lady, I kid you not, I wish I could have taped her
forgot
reaction.
about-
She
forgot.
looked at him like he was the lowest, dirtiest, no-class motherfucker
I
ever.
forgot about this.
But I mean,
Wait,
literally,
who
it was like
did it?
this. She
A
went-
person or the server?
The server.
Oh.
The server looked at him and went, like her eyes bugged out.
Because usually when usually they come around and you put if you have like a fork or you have a toothpick, you put it on the thing, right?
But he put it on where all the new food was.
Right. And it was from a different food.
Yes.
And she got one look at that dirty mouth of yours, too, and went, oh, Lord.
Oh, my God. Talking about a Larry David moment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was
there.
pretty funny. And meanwhile, that was all at the same time while I was hanging out with my friend Micah Jesse, who's I guess like a Perez Hilton kind of blogger or celebrity blogger or whatever. And he had this white fur on his leather jacket, and I was trying on the fur.
He took the fur off the guy's back and put it on him.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
He put it on himself.
Looked good though.
You love Micah Jesse.
It's cool. I like Micah Jesse. Yeah, he's fun.
I know.
Yeah. Say what you want to say, Joe.
No, he's
What
a
were you gonna say?
very nice young man.
Okay. What were you gonna say? Come on.
What?
You can say it.
Well, I didn't say anything. Back to the story.
What do you want to say?
What?
All right,
Tell
Micah Jesse happens to be gay, and he's very, very proud of it and happy.
I honestly, I didn't even notice.
And Joey always makes fun of me because I always tend to make friends with gay people. So
No,
Well,
you don't
like,
make no.
people
you-
stick with their own, right?
Making friends is making friends. I have a million gay friends. You know, you, Dave, all these people. But you try on gay guys' white furs.
it's a little different. No, it's not.
And,
It's a little
and
different.
sometimes by white fur, he's not talking about clothing.
Exactly right.
Yeah. I like people who are outgoing. I don't care what color they are. I don't care what sexual preference. If you're outgoing, I like you. If you're a stick in the mud, I don't want to be around you. Plain and simple. And so that brings us back to the story. So I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, let me start schmoozing, right? I mean, that's kind of the reason why you're there. Everyone is there is like trying to make connections. So I don't know. I just, randomly, I think I was talking to David too, and our publicist was there. And I was like, I'm going to start now. So you keep eating. Because I look over across the room and I'm like looking to schmooze. Dave's just all by himself with 2 plates of food. I'm like, what are you doing? This is business.
I'm enjoying the night.
And you
Yeah,
wonder
my
why I'm not there.
So I said, all right, let me go start talking to people. So the first people that come by is this black couple, and they walk by. I thought they were a couple. They actually were just friends. But I was
Hold
like,
on, why do you think they were coupled? Because there was 2 black people at the party?
no, they were together. There's a man and woman walking
That's not
together.
right, Paulie.
I thought they were a couple.
Why are you racially profiling?
Well, he also, I'll be
it's not-
honest with you.
it's not the right
No,
move.
but you know what? I'll be honest with you. He actually looked like.
You're
how do I
digging
explain?
yourself deeper.
No. He didn't look like he was like someone who should be there. Like he was like in plain clothes, kind of. Like he wasn't fancy schmancy.
So you look like a worker. Is
No,
that what you're
not a
saying?
worker. He looked like someone, like her spouse. Like she was dressed up all fancy, like.
it's like she brought him.
Like, right, she brought him. He looked like she.
So who was he? Just a friend?
Yeah, and he turned out he owns a construction company. So honestly, I think she brought him anyway because he wasn't like in the business. You could tell. It was like in a sort of like more plain clothes. Everyone else is like in suits and fancy hair and stuff. He looked more like a, Joe Schmo. So I thought that was the husband. So it wound up being the friend. Anyway, the point is, I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name's Paulie. What brings you here? Blah, blah, blah. Just regular talk. And they were really, really nice. And it turns out, I said, so what do you do? She goes, well, I'm Patti LaBelle's assistant. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then we start talking more. And then I'm like, I got to get the music starting getting pretty good. And I'm like, I got to get this party started. It's like, listen, as soon as some music comes on that I like, I'm hitting that dance floor. No one's dancing, by the way. And it's a huge ballroom.
I think this is a place called Capital on Grand and Bowery. It's where Jay-Z shot the opening for the Super Bowl.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's gorgeous place.
Gorgeous, but it's like a cathedral. So it's a big dance floor, a lot of people. So I said, so you join me? She goes, absolutely. So like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes later, I'm waiting for music, and the music for me was very awkward. It was like too like hip, kind of like not really danceable.
You're definitely not hip.
No, but I'm saying, Dave, explain.
Well, the problem was, it's not fun dance music.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't, something that you could just smile and get up to. It was more like too cool for the room, and it's enough to kind of bounce your head to. And the DJ, I mean, I guess I don't remember who it was, but it's supposed to be a really well-known and famous DJ. He kept stopping and throwing his yeah, that's what I'm talking about, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, how are you supposed to dance that? Because he like completely cuts the music out,
Right.
and then throws in his little,
Yeah,
It was probably a
his
big time
little
DJ
commentary.
too.
It was.
A big time. Like Alicia
Must
was
have got
like
like
friends with him.
20
so.
grand to do the night. But I will give credit where credit is due, and I will say this. For somebody who cannot dance, Paulie is really good at getting people moving and getting them on the floor.
Did I or did I not? All kidding aside, did I or did I not start that dance party?
Can I explain it to you?
I thought I just said that you did.
I think I've explained it to you before. Let's recap the situation.
Wait, let me-
Hold on. Nobody's dancing.
Right.
You go out there. You start doing your goofy, retarded moves.
Okay.
People feel confident now. They say, listen, we can't look worse than that guy.
But that's my point.
What's the
Let's
diff-
get up.
So what?
You
I'm an
didn't get- no,
enabler.
you didn't get the party started.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, they feel more comfortable because they can't be.
But that's your nitpicking. The party got started. It doesn't matter why.
You're right.
What's the difference? Everyone started dancing. And while I started dancing with her, and then I moved on to, and then of course, one girl sees you with another girl and you're the only one. And again, it doesn't matter if you're good or not. It just matters that you're out there. They respond to to that confidence.
Honestly, in a way, it's better that you can't dance, because if you could,
It almost looked pretentious a little bit.
Pretentious, and it would be intimidating. I think the fact that you're
Right.
going out there and it's obvious you're going just to have fun,
Right.
and you're not necessarily a dancer.
Right, I'm not trying to dance. I'm doing fun moves. I'm smiling, and I'm looking at people, and I'm like, doing the Batusi.
You don't have to explain it to me.
No, I'm explaining to my
I've seen you
listeners.
dance.
I'm explaining to the
I've
listeners.
seen you and Benny Boy in L.A.
Oh boy.
do, what was it, Thriller? Or
No, it
what
was Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever to Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And
But
the place cleared out.
so anyway, so we start dancing. Now all of a sudden, there's another couple over here, and then a couple over here start dancing little by little. And I'm like, and the guy, and I talk to the guy, and I'm like, dude, I see you got the vibe, you got the feeling. He goes, yeah, but you started it, you started. I'm like, yeah. So all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, everyone's dancing. It was great, and I'm like dancing with girls left and right. And
Which I found out from our publicist also, that she spoke to the person who got us into Gotham, and they said, "We love the guys. They got the party started. I wanted them on the red carpet longer, so it worked."
Oh,
I will
really?
say
Oh, I
yes.
didn't hear that.
I just found out about
that's
this 2
cool.
seconds ago. Yeah.
But anyway, so that was a good Z-list story, I think. I mean, look,
Wait, you didn't finish.
what with her, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying that aspect of it, I think, was a good thing. I met her. She was really cool. We tweeted back and forth a little bit that we met each other. We danced. We started the party. Okay, so that's a pretty good thing, right? Then
You worked up an appetite on the dance floor.
yeah, let's say
Paulie was on fire that whole night, man. He was really killing it.
It's definitely safe to say that I was on fire
Absolutely.
that night. And just to prove the point, let me tell you what happened. So now, Dave, I wish you were there to see it, but he's not there. So I don't have witnesses that I have witnesses, but people I don't know. Okay, I go. There's like a buffet. Usually these red carpets have mostly like hors d'oeuvres that people walking around, right? But this one was really, really nicer. It was like, it had like multiple, almost like a wedding where there were trays of set up with people serving.
Well, they had a whole like Mediterranean section where I didn't know any of the dishes on there.
You really didn't
Not
know
one.
that stuff?
No.
There was baba ganoush, there was hummus, anyway, at that section they had eggplant rollatini, but not like your traditional. It was more like the Greek version, thinner, not breaded eggplant, right? And
I actually had some rapper behind me.
Yeah?
So funny because he's like, "What the hell's that? What the hell's that? What's that?"
what's that mush over there? It's called baba ganoush. Baba who? So baba booey. So I go for the eggplant rollatini. Now they serve you. So I put my plate, I hand my plate like towards her. She takes a clump of them. Of course, I say, "Oh, I'll take a little extra."
Yeah, no kidding.
So she kind of drops the eggplant a little bit, so it falls apart and it's sort of now hanging off the edge of my plate, and like drip between my plate and the tray. So I lean over and help her. I take the fork. I say, "Oh, don't worry, I got it." She's like, "I'm so sorry." I said, "No, watch. I just flip it up and there it is. We're good." I'm bent over the table now to do this, and I'm like, whew, it's hot in here. And I'm just assuming maybe the food that's underneath me was hot and that I was getting the steam from the food and this was all very quick, within like 10 seconds. And I was just, whew, it's hot. And the guy behind me is like, "Dude, you're on fire." And I'm like, and again, I'm slowing it down, but this was so quick. Like,
probably thought it was a
what?
compliment.
I didn't know what he meant. I just didn't even know what the hell he meant. He's like, I said, "What do you mean?" And all of a sudden, I just feel my hair, and it's just, I look down and my scarf, which my publicist told me to wear because it looked hot. I guess she was right, literally. My scarf was on fire. The whole, and I don't mean like a little bit, it was ablaze. And again, I'm trying not to over-exaggerate.
Making an impression.
But literally, because it lasted about 3 seconds. The whole thing, to the point that it went from from like my midsection of because the scarf wasn't like super long, so it like came down, let's say, to my stomach area. From that part all the way up to literally to where my ears were, because I could feel it on my hair. It went, and I pulled it off, stepped on it. And I was like, "Holy shit." And people were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then I lifted it up. The girl, the waitress, comes over. She goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I lifted it up. I didn't tell you this. I lifted it up and I was like, "Holy cow." And when you see like little like dots, sparks that are still there? So the sparks are still there, and the oxygen ignites it. So it wasn't fully out. So I picked it up, and as I lifted it up, it relit. And,
Like backdraft.
wait, but at me like a freaking idiot, and I'm like, oh, and I threw it to the waitress.
What?
And she goes, I don't want it.
Are you kidding me?
No, I threw it, like I tossed it away, like towards her, and she's like, ah.
You can almost hear the music as you're telling the story.
So I basically, eventually, I just stomped it out, and it was gone. I was in such shock. I was mortified, embarrassed, shocked at just everything. So I didn't know what to like feel or what to do. I was a little nervous. And the guy behind me and the girls are like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay?" I never seen anything like that. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm trying to play it cool, but and so I'm like shaking. I'm like, yeah, it's that happens all the time, right? Like, no big deal.
Only thing you can do in a situation like that is pull a Pee Wee Herman and say, "I meant to do that."
Yeah.
That's about
Well,
the best you can get.
I did pretty good because I made a joke. I was just like, my publicist said that the scarf looked hot tonight. I looked hot with the scarf. So I guess she was, she meant it or something like that.
Good cover.
I don't know what I said. I was like,
You ever see the episode of Seinfeld when Kramer, I think, gets the shot in his tooth for,
yeah, and either.
and they think he's special the whole episode?
Yeah.
That's you, all the time. Everywhere we go, you do something, and behind you, oh no, he's a little slow, he's a little special. He's with us. He's our little baby brother. He's okay.
And oddly enough, everyone always thinks you're my younger brother. Why is that?
Yeah, it really is funny. I'm older than Dave by 2 years, and everyone always says when we say, guess who's the oldest, who's the youngest, and they're always like, David's the oldest.
Yeah.
And we're like, nope.
And so afterwards, he comes over, he tells me the story, and he shows me the scarf. Before he told me that it lit on fire, he's telling me he's at the food tray. He shows me the scarf. It looks like he took a huge bite out of his own scarf. I swear to God. It's got like bite marks.
But you
in
can
it.
smell it, right? You smell it.
It still smells like that.
Yeah.
But how did the whole thing get on fire and only one little piece of it is gone?
Well, you can have something on fire and not necessarily burn up. Like, you can light something quick. You know what I mean? Like, if I lit, not like paper would go quicker, but like certain materials.
Can we try it? You have another scarf?
Well, look, like
Let's
if
try
you
it with your hair.
No, like if I lit the scarf, let's say, and it caught, it'll start disintegrating from the edges, but the whole thing could be on fire for like a second or two.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's why you can see like it started to singe, and then
We
put it out
need a
pretty quick.
ZO2 handbook to bring with us. For occasions like, well, you know what? Like here, what do you do in an occasion like that? Well, for me, last night something happened. I was on my way to Sam Ash in the city to return something, and I have a car service sideswipe me right on the West Side Highway. Gives me white streaks all across my blue car, and I get out the first thing. I'm so pissed off. I don't know what to do. I get out. I'm like, pull over. So I'm not sure. Am I supposed to fight this guy now? Am I supposed to call the cops? Am I supposed to just get information, do it on the table? I don't know. Because you always think in situations like that, you hear about it, but when you're actually in it, what do you really do? So I pulled over and I'm like, okay, so how do you want to handle this? Started out all
Well,
huffy and
but
puffy
let me
and
ask you a
kinda-
question though. Let me ask you, and be honest. When you get out, depending on who's the driver, that'll your attitude will change, right?
Absolutely.
I guess the driver was bigger than him.
No, it was an older Italian guy, and
But you know what I'm saying though? Like if it's like a guy that looks like you can beat him up, you go over like, "What the fuck, man? What the fuck?" And if it's like some football player, you're like, "Hey, man,
Like, what the fuck? What was I thinking? Why did I do that?
He was Italian. He was scared immediately.
But that happens all the time. I get.
Like I said, the ZO2 handbook.
Oh my
we need
God.
it.
All right, well let's move on because I think everyone got the gist of the story. If you want to email me, by the way, and as a suggestion of a topic to for emailing, why don't you tell me what would you say in a situation if you caught on fire? How would you
Ask the singer from Rammstein.
What would you say? All right, so that's what I want to know. I want your suggestions of what do you think I should have said to make myself, kind of get out of it with some sort of coolness. All right.
I think you should also send in demanding for me to have my own show.
Well, you could have your own show.
Because Paulie's listeners, or what are they up to? Seven or eight
His
listeners?
listeners.
Listening yours.
7 or 8
Did
listeners
you just say
now?
listening yours?
No.
Rewind the tape.
Rewind the tape. What are you up to, 7 or 8 now? And 3 of them are in Japan? That's what you told me last
No,
time.
that's not true.
2 of them are us.
How many listeners, really?
Ask Alex.
How many listeners are we talking? No, really, I'm serious.
Couple thousand.
No, but it doesn't count.
Couple
They're
thousand.
free downloads, the podcast, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't count if you download it 100,000 times.
No, those are unique listeners, right?
Those are unique.
You're unique, all right.
Well, they're all, I didn't say they were all cool. They're all like me, unique. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get to our... Oh, wait. No, these are emails. All right, never mind. All right, well, we printed the emails.
Oh
out.
no, it was a quick thunderstorm outside. That's all.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Alex had been so kind as to print out some of the more recent Yo Paulie emails that we never got to. And we separated amongst the three of us so that it's not just me reading them. So I don't know what's in the emails. They don't know. We'll peruse them real quickly just to make sure it's nothing that they're interesting enough. And maybe we'll just go one at a time and we'll read the emails and then we'll comment. All right, so let's start. I'm going to go for, let's see. Oh,
You have a lot more pages than we do.
no, I have 4. What do you guys have, 2?
2.
Well, it's my show, so. Someone wrote me, let's see, I'll start with a short one. Why don't we do that? Let's do a quick one. Okay, this is from, which one should I do first?
Anytime now.
Shut up.
How about I go first?
No wonder
No,
it takes
no,
over an
because
hour
I
to do
only-
these.
No, all right, I'll do this one. Teresa De Piero. Yo. Oh, it's 4 yo's. It should be 3.
She
but
hasn't
that's
been
okay.
listening.
Yo, Paulie, what is up? Loving your podcast. It just gets better every time I listen to it. I have to say, I really enjoyed the episode with Chris Jericho. You guys are too funny. Can't wait for BB King, ZO2, and Fozzy. It's going to be awesome. Yes, by the way, just as a reminder, ZO2 will be playing with Fozzy at BB King's on Wednesday, April 28th. That's in New York City. Get your tickets now because it will. I'm pretty sure it'll sell out. Almost positive. So make sure you get your tickets. So she says, I was wondering how was your birthday? That's right. I don't know if we mentioned it. I don't even think I mentioned it on the podcast. Do you remember, Alex?
You go out for your birthday?
Yeah, but I don't know if I talked about that. That was the week that I think we had Frankie Bello on. That was last episode. Anyway, my birthday was just passed. It was March 8th. And so
That was a fun party. We went bowling.
that's right. So we said, wait, hold on. So how was your birthday? Did you pig out? If so, what did you eat? And my last question, what is your ultimate favorite food? Okay. So, yeah. So first of all, I the last couple of years, I've been doing a more tamed birthday party. Because the thing is also a lot of my friends, back in the day, my birthday parties were infamous. And if you listen to the Alex Skolnick podcast, he told, you'll know that I'm not kidding. He went to some of them. And
I listened to that one. I don't listen to yours. I listen to Skolnick's.
Oh, no. The one he was on my podcast.
damn it.
See? Nice.
I tried.
Nice try. That.
Nice.
Good try, right?
And they were infamous for being debaucherous. I mean, it was just like just total mayhem. But that was because everybody I knew was single. Now you get to points that people start getting relationships, people start getting married, whatever. So, it's harder to get that like real crazy ass party. So I started doing something that was more fun than it was, insane. And I started doing a bowling party, and it's been so much fun because I never get to bowl. And it's the only, so I go bowling once a year, and it's on my birthday. And all my friends say the same thing. We love to bowl. We never do it. So we look forward to
The
this.
best part is last year I went to the party, and you have Paulie's birthday party, and then you have 12 other birthday parties in the bowling alley, and they're all like 7 years old, 6 years old,
And we're eating-
then there's Paulie's birthday.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
move aside, kid.
And then we're
It's like
eating
time.
pizza and chicken nuggets and French fries and
I had a nice little moment there, though.
Oh, yeah.
We did 2 games. The first game I bowled, beautiful score of like 70. And then the second game, I'm at the same place. I'm at like 62. Way behind.
on the ninth
On
frame.
the ninth frame. The first place is now, he just bowled. He's at like 120 or 130.
First place is at 120?
Yeah, it wasn't too good. It was the rhythm section. It was me and 3 drummers, so wasn't very good bowling skills there. But I'm the last to go, so everyone goes. It's like 120. I'm 60. I'm the last place, ninth frame. I get up. I do a strike. I was like, wow, all right, cool. My first strike in the game. Go back. A friend of mine goes, nobody saw it. Doesn't even matter. I'm like, all right, whatever. I get to go again. Go up. Boom. Strike number 2. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Meanwhile, my friend Walter was winning that game, and he was so happy because he doesn't know how to bowl either. Like most
Yeah,
of
it
our
was
friends
one-
can't. Most of our friends are like, if they break 100 is like the goal.
Right.
My other friend got 186. But there's like 2 or 3 that can bowl, to 200. But anyway, Walter is winning, and Walter, for the most part, really never bowls. He's happy if he can get 30 points. and he's winning. He's got like 100 and
Oh, well, like 120 or 130,
and
something like that.
So he goes to the bathroom on this frame.
He's got it clinched.
Right.
He's
So
got
go
it
ahead.
clinched.
So
There's nobody
2
even
strikes
close
in
to
a
him.
row.
I'm the last one. 2 strikes in a row. So now a couple of people go, oh, freaking A, good stuff. All right. Pick up the ball, go again. Woo! Strike 3.
Wow.
Strike
I
3.
think that's called the turkey.
No.
It is.
Strike 4 was
Four
a
in a
turkey.
row.
Was it turkey?
I did 4
Oh, yeah?
in a row. I went from last place to first place in 1 frame.
Wow.
4 in a row, and Walter comes back and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, Walter, I'm like, look, David won. He goes, what? He's going crazy. He goes, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What was the prize?
Nothing.
I got a printout of the score.
And we almost, by the way, we almost got into a rumble with the guys at the place because they tried to cheat me out of the money.
And
They
again,
tried-
when you were talking about profiling the way the person looks, the rumble was with this 70-year-old manager at the,
I
at
think
the
you meant
lanes.
you were getting into a rumble with the 7-year-old birthday party next year.
No. The 2 kids, the guy who ran the place, he was like 70 years old. He's like, "Did you have a good time?" I'm like, "What are you charging me over here for the sodas?"
I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, no, it got bad though. I had to like call the manager and it's like call the
Bowling
cops and
alley
stuff.
rumble.
No, I told. I said, "You want to call the cops?" I said, "This is what I'm going to pay you because I collect." The thing is, I had a certain amount of money for it, and I did this the 3rd time I did it, and every time it was unlimited soda. I mean, soda. Give me it's 15
But did you clear
cents.
it with him that it's
No,
unlimited soda?
he didn't book it. The lady who booked it
Right.
every year, wasn't there. So we had to call her, and then eventually worked it out. But he didn't know. He goes, "Oh, I don't know. This is what they're telling
Your
me."
own birthday party, you have to be cheap.
Oh my God, it was that.
Your own birthday party, you can't pay for soda.
I what $30 extra? No, well, it
Oh.
wound up being $50, and then
Oh,
it wound up
no.
30.
Not
I don't
thir-
have
not
30. Not in this day and age. I told him, I said when Z-Rock is on, I have no problem. In between seasons, I give him my 30. $3 I would have fought. All right. So anyway,
Hey, are
what did
these
you,
all unique, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh.
So and then she said, "Did you pick out? If so, what did you eat?" Let me just finish this one real super quick. I did pick out, but not as much as I wanted to. I didn't want to force myself, but I definitely wasn't counting calories that day. But I had for lunch, I went to this awesome place called Fushimi, which I don't think I ever did a review on. But Fushimi, Dave and Joe knows because we've eaten there many times, and it's amazing. It's a Japanese French fusion. It's in Bay Ridge. And yeah, I went all out. Like I just had a bunch of stuff. And then for dinner, I went to a really cool place called Circles, also in Bay Ridge. And I did that with my parents, which was really
You didn't
nice.
have anything at the bowling alley?
No, that was the day before.
Oh,
The
okay.
bowling was Sunday, but my actual birthday was Monday. So, and at Circles, there's an amazing dish called chicken aubergine, which my dad is in love with. And it's the only place I've ever seen it. So every time we go there, we always get that. But it's very inexpensive, but very good quality. And it's a very mellow, like chilled out atmosphere. I don't know how to explain it, but like the colors, it's like they got like turquoise windowsills with very like kind of like, you know,
What the hell kind of show is this?
Are you reviewing the chicken?
no,
What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm saying it's a really it's almost like like old people
Nobody
wear
cares what
fluorescent
kind of
colors.
windows Circles in Brooklyn have.
How do you know?
I know.
All right, fine. Then you go ahead and read.
I
something.
want to know
Read
where
something.
are we going for lunch? I'm here. What kind of lunch?
Yeah,
am I getting?
I heard
Alex,
Skolnick got the feast of all feasts.
Yes, that is true.
Alex,
Yeah, but
you're allowed
Alex-
to speak today on
Skolnick
on
also Skolnick,
camera.
See?
Get over here.
Wait.
What are we
chop,
having?
Chop the English language. He butchered it. Go ahead. Come on. We don't have all the time. All the time in the world.
I have a good one. From John Kronk. Love the music, love the TV show, love the podcast. Can you possibly explain, Dave, how the TV show came to be? Did someone approach you, or did you come up with the idea?
Oh, well, that's the idea wasn't ever thought up. That's actually what we did. I don't know if people know this, but we really were children's entertainers during, by day, and obviously a rock band the rest of the time. So when we were doing these kids' parties, a lot of times we'd meet very influential people. We met an agent from the William Morris agency at one of these kids' parties, and when he found out that we were a rock band as well, he came down to actually see us at B.B. King and met with our management at the time. And they basically started brainstorming and said, you know what, this is a really interesting and unique idea, the fact that they have these two dual lives. And they kind of just took it from there and said, you know what, why not build a TV show around this? Let's build up an idea and start bringing it to networks.
Right. I mean, the great thing about it is there is no idea. It's our lives. It really is our lives. But this guy from William Morris, really put it all together, which was, was amazing on his part.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean,
There were a bunch of people involved. Yeah, there were definitely a bunch of people involved. but yeah, but you know.
I have an interesting one. Well, I have two. I have a really funny one, which is about there's a poem here. If you want to hear a poem, and then there's a really good question that I think we're all asking ourselves. It says it's from Russell Scott. It says, "When will we be seeing you on That Metal Show?" Eddie has claimed that the station wants it to be limited to, and I quote, classic bands to keep up with the name VH1 Classic. Yet, it's perfectly okay for him to have Jamie Josta of Hatebreed and your buddy Chris Jericho of Fozzy, both from newer bands, on the show.
That's a damn good question.
I say I agree. I think you and everyone else who'd like to see us on that show should definitely start emailing VH1 Classic or Eddie, because we actually know all those guys. We're good friends with Eddie and Don and Jim.
We just played with Don Jamieson and Jim Florentine at Mexicali in Jersey.
Yeah.
And we were actually at one of the tapings for That Metal Show in the first season, right?
Yeah, we saw. I think we saw Ace and Rush,
Yeah.
right? It's the same
Yeah.
day. But you know what? It's funny because I heard, when I'd approached, I texted Eddie recently about it, and he said that the thing is they really try to keep it to classic artists. Now I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know. I mean, look. Let's face it. Hatebreed has definitely been around longer than we have, anyway. So they do have more seniority. So if they're gonna go more current, I would imagine they're still gonna do bands that have a history, and we're still up and coming. We're still considered a baby band in the grand scheme of things. For us, it might feel forever because we've been doing, the band for how many years now? 6 years?
If Eddie should happen to be listening to this, we'll settle on Pick of the Week. We'll take ZO2 as Pick of the Week.
Well, like David said, I think the more you guys demand something, the more there's power in numbers. So if you guys email or I think Eddie has a Twitter. If you tweet him or whatever it is, just flood it and just say, hey, put those guys on the show, or at least pick the CD as Pick of the Week.
Right, because then there's a demand for it.
Right. Same way you should be emailing Alex over at what's the email here? Yo Paulie, what is it?
Yo Paulie at thePaulieZShow.com.
Email Alex and say, Alex, where is Joey's show? He's so much better than Paulie, obviously better looking.
But here's the problem, Joe.
It's a podcast. They can't tell.
Yeah.
Give him his own TV show.
If you want a
Set up a
show,
TV
you actually have to
studio.
leave your house and work.
It's a podcast, stupid. I could do this from my house. Why do you come here anyway?
Because the quality is good. Look at the setup.
You get them to come
Yeah,
to
wait,
you.
don't you hear the Casey Kasem reverb on our voice? You can't get that at home.
Kasem, it's the Paulie Z Show.
It does actually sound better now. The first episode
great.
was a little...
Well, we worked on it, but it's been getting better, and it'll be even better, as we go. All right, but anyway, just so people know, Eddie is a fan of the band, and those guys, and Jim and Don, and they've been really great to us, and they do the best they can. Like, Eddie has had us on his show.
He's been awesome to us, yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's not that they don't want to. If there's any reason we're not, it's more politics. It's the people that, again, his boss might not really know who we are that much, but Hatebreed, maybe that guy's a fan of Hatebreed.
So maybe
You don't know.
email That Metal Show, the producers of that, directly.
Chop! Chop the English
What
language.
happened? Did I say?
Email.
I said email?
All right,
I did
got
not.
Here, my next one. All right, let's try to move quicker through these because I want to get to some other stuff. All right, Jennifer Whitford says, yo, I'm pretty sure you mentioned in one of your podcasts that one day you might like to open a restaurant. I was just wondering if you have a name picked out yet. And I was thinking, and she gives me some suggestions, which is really cool. So I like this. She says, I'll run through this real quick. Paulie's with a Z instead of S. So Paulie's, Painted Lady. But she says maybe you want to save that for your yacht. Or Infinity Rising, but that could be for a yacht too. Or the Z Hard Rock.
That could be a porno name also.
You're saying these on air from her. Now you can't use them. If you use them, you have to pay our royalties.
Did you say royalties?
Shop. Well, here's the thing. I like this. Jennifer, I think this is a really cool idea because I don't think I've ever actually thought of the name. The only thing I would think of was what we were going to call the segment when I do the food reviews here was Paulie Eats. So maybe it could be Paulie Eats, but I don't know. I'm sure at the time, by the time I have the enough capital and, to do
The
something
enough
like
capital.
that.
Chop.
Enough. I didn't say the enough.
Yes, you did.
I did. The enough capital.
Let's go to the videotape.
Chop.
Chop.
I'm sure I'll have something else picked out because there'll be something in my life that might inspire me. But
You know the perfect name.
wait, hold on. Before you say it, don't say it yet. That is good. But before you say it, I want you guys to email me again. I'm gonna try to give you reasons to email me. Like instead of just saying, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah blah. I'll give you something to to kind of stir the pot, your brain pot, let's call it. So get some ideas in your head of what my restaurant or even our restaurant, if we ever did it together, what we could call it. No, actually, just mine, because I don't think I would work with them in any other capacity. So just
We'd be out of business. We'd eat all the food.
That's true. All right. So if I had a restaurant, what do you suggest the name is? And Joe thinks he knows the perfect name. What is it, Joe?
Drum roll. Quados.
That's right. Quados.
That's it, yeah.
That is the name. That's it. All right. You know what? Don't send the emails. I got the name of the restaurant.
Quados is perfect.
Quados is perfect because Quado, for those who don't know, I may have mentioned it a few times, but I don't harp on it a lot. Quado is what I've named my stomach. Most people name their car, people name their guitars, people name their pets. I name my stomach.
Well, for
Explain
anybody
why.
for people who don't know, Quado was a character in the movie Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But it wasn't necessarily a character. It was this little creature man that came out of another alien stomach. So it was a person within someone else's stomach.
It was basically a little body that came out of this guy's belly and would just talk and go, "Open your mouth."
Well,
he said open your mind.
I say open your mouth. So anyway, that's the extra brain that lives in my stomach that controls my eating appetite. So when people ask me why do I eat the way I eat, it's not my fault. I'm being controlled by another.
It's almost like a split personality.
Yeah, I am.
You got a split stomach.
Yeah.
I got a great one here. You got to hear this. I just read through this. It's a poem from where the hell's the name? Alex Wetna. Alex Wetna. Good name.
Okay.
All right. It says, here's a poem for you that I'm writing on the spot. I think you'll enjoy it. It says, the Paulie Z Show is a great podcast for me to get lost in. I listened to the Evan Seinfeld episode this past weekend on my way to Boston. When it comes to my daily boredom, this show is the ultimate problem solver. The best guest so far has to be Matt Sorum of Guns N' Roses and Velvet Revolver. Obviously, I love the ZO2 albums, the way Paulie plays guitar and the way Paulie sings. I'll be seeing the band twice in April, live at Fairfield University and at BB King's. Each song is awesome. The good time never ends. I've been showing the band songs to every single one of my friends. Z-Rock is the best show on TV. It totally rocks like Dio. In 2010, this series needs to be picked up by HBO. So yes, the Paulie Z Show is something that will never, ever suck. The only problem is that your food reviews always make me hungry as fuck. I've got the albums and podcasts for listening. I've got the Z-Rock for the viewing. You're doing a kick-ass job, my man. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, and it's actually by Alex Obert.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Is that the same guy
Very
on
nice,
American
Alex.
Idol that came up with his own?
Wait, Alex,
song?
Wait, did you do this, Alex? Are you the Alex?
You know why Dave read that? Because it took 15 minutes of just him on the air.
Airtime,
True,
brother.
right? I don't even think anybody wrote that. I think he's coming up with that on the spot. Alec, you got to get some new sounds. He just keeps playing the same sounds.
I like that's a good one.
It's like, yeah. So my uncle passed away.
Right?
It's like, come on. All right, we're working on
Paulie
it.
Z Show, he's got two sounds. What do you expect?
We're working on it. All right, let's.
You gotta sample the Quado sound. You have to, the open your mind, and then just change it to the mouth.
Open your mouth.
Do you have any other quick ones? I want to wrap this up.
I got a food suggestion here.
Go ahead.
It comes from Shelly.
All right.
She says, I love your podcast with Evil Evan. I wanted to suggest to you Mona Lisa's Brick Oven Pizza on 86th Street and 5th Avenue in Brooklyn. 15th Avenue, I'm sorry. It actually is a very good pizzeria. It's not great. I'm not a big brick oven pizza fan. If you like brick oven pizza, Mona Lisa's on 15th Avenue is really, really good. But I'm more of just a regular thin crust person. The problem with brick oven, I think it doesn't cook evenly. You ever have that? It's not even. You'll have the front of it be a little raw, and then the tail end will be all burnt. And
Why is that though?
because it doesn't cook right. It's in brick oven. It's flames. It's not like an even heated oven. But a great pizza place in Brooklyn is Pizza Den on 18th Avenue and 86th Street. Best pizza in that area. I know Paulie disagrees, but he has no taste.
No, I didn't say. I don't know. I liked it. I don't know if it's the best. The one I order from all the time.
Is it Mario's?
Yeah, I love Mario's.
Where's that?
It's on 14th Avenue and 65th Street in Brooklyn, and I love it. I mean, just the plain slice. It's more my type of slice.
Yeah, Joey. I mean, we've had this debate many times. Joey's into that really, really thin crust, and I can't stand that. It's almost like matzo with sauce.
Well, you guys don't like the crust itself, whereas for me, the crust is the best part of the pizza.
Yeah, I like the cheese.
Right,
I love
I could do without the crust.
You
yeah.
like a more of a thick.
Not thick. No, not thick, but it's
more of a
thicker.
looser. Not
Just
when-
more
when- put it this way.
cheese and sauce than
When I
bread.
bend it, I want the whole piece to crack.
Right, I don't
and
want it to
stay
crack.
up.
Yuck.
Right, I don't want it to crack. I want it
like
to
cardboard.
fold. I want it to fold so when I eat it, it's more like
No, when you
Like
fold
soft.
it and the tip now falls down, so it's
That's
almost
Yeah.
good.
I
That's
love
awful.
that.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
That's
I
the
like that.
test. If that happens, I immediately don't like the pizza.
Love it.
Well, that's the difference.
And
And
the
I
oil
don't,
just starts dripping down.
and I don't eat the crust anyway. I leave the crust. So
And that's what causes it, by the way. It's when they put a lot of oil. That's what causes it to be a little juicier and flop down like that.
Perfect.
yeah, that's what I like.
That's what causes it.
But I don't mind the kind of pizza you like too. It's just not my preference. You know what I mean? But I like Mario's. Pizza Den was good too. And I think was it Da Vinci's, the one on 18th Avenue, which is like right around the corner
Great
for me.
Sicilians.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know if I've ever been there, but Evan was talking about that one too.
Well, there's a place that we used to go all the time Monday nights. There, a place called Rosario's.
In the city, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Rosario's though, right?
Rosario's good. It's not
Yeah.
great. It's good. It's good, solid pizza.
Okay.
It's not something where I would go out of my way to get. While I'm there, I like it. I enjoy it.
Right. And I guess it's also because it's open late. It's always a line. It's got a very it's more of a hang too. But I think the pizza like their barbecue chicken slice and their eggplant slice.
I like Rosario's other food better than their pizza,
Yeah,
like
like
their rolls and stuff like
the
that.
fresh mozzarella
Yeah.
slice is really good.
That's good
the
too.
way you like it,
Yeah.
thin. Yeah.
For those who don't know, that's across the street from Arlene's Grocery in Soho, in Manhattan.
Which is why we know it so well because we've played Arlene's Grocery probably 100 times.
Yeah.
And that was just the spot. It is the spot in that area.
It's like where everybody knows your name, or at least where Sal knows your name.
Yeah.
The owner of Rosario's, Sal.
All right. Well, I think we're good. Like I'm going to try to keep reading the emails. If I can get, it's so hard when I'm with my guests, especially when they're in the studio. It's even harder. But it's the conversations are starting to like really, really flow, and people are relaxing. So I'm noticing it's harder for me to keep it down to like a 45-minute conversation so that I can do other things. So I'll try my best, but I'm sure you guys like hearing obviously more from the guests. So that's why I don't shorten it. But thank you for emailing me, and continue to email at yopaulie@thePaulieZShow.com. Let's move on. Lettuce, that works.
No, you weren't going to say let us. You were going to say lettuce.
Lettuce.
Food is always on the brain.
Lettuce, tomatoes, and onions. Move on to the next segment right now.
Wait, so what is the next section?
Well, I was thinking, why don't we get Benny Boy on the phone, because it's been a while since we've heard from Benny. So, Alex, we have him on standby. Can you put him through, please? Ben? That's the sound for putting a guest through. Benny, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Benny Boy!
Benno!
How you doing, Ben?
Hey, guys.
You got the whole ZO2 band here, me, Dave, Joey. And anything you want to say to the guys?
Good to talk to you, as always.
We haven't talked yet. The hell are you talking about? We
Well-
haven't said anything yet to you.
It's good for me to talk and address you as you spoke when spoken to, isn't it?
How are you, Benny?
Good.
Benny,
Spoke when spoken to.
who's your favorite in the band? Joey Joey seems to think it's him. Who's your favorite?
I don't
Be
want any
honest.
hesitation. Just say it.
Who's your favorite?
It's Joe Paul. It's like a hybrid.
Benny,
Why do I keep getting left out? What is going on?
Joe
Is this
Paul.
because I gave you shit in the beginning of this?
Joe Paul sounds like a hip hop artist.
As long as I'm first.
It's Joe. It's you, baby.
I
And
know,
in 20
Benny.
minutes it'll be Paul. You see how that works?
What about David?
What the hell?
I'm just glad David doesn't care about any of this shit. Otherwise, I'd be in some real trouble.
All right. Well, listen, Benny, we got you on because we wanted to do a little. We were talking about doing a little segment called Lost Classics, which is like you always are very good about turning me on to artists that people don't know, or, they're not really in the limelight, but that are really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with this, the way the music industry is business. We all know that, no matter what, and it's not always quality. That's going to come to the top. So there's always bands out there that are great that people just they just never get that shot. Hopefully that won't be us, but. You always are very good about exploiting those bands and saying, hey, check these guys out, check those guys out. So what do you got for us today?
Well, first of all, I never heard of this segment before.
No, it's
so
new.
so
We're doing it today.
It's new.
It's called Lost Classics.
We're
Come on.
breaking it in like a baseball glove.
Yes.
Well, let's see. I am actually a lot of this stuff probably falls under the category of things that I am like, compiling for you or for Joe or for Dave. But the one band that well, I guess a lot of these bands are like they're no longer around. Lately, I have two albums in my rotation. One is from a band called a Salty Dog, kind of a '90s sort of a really just blues rock. Every Dog Has His Day is the album, and it's one of these one-offs. The band just kind of came, and I think Geffen Records, big label, gets a bit of a push and disappeared, but fantastic.
Okay, so Salty Dog. All right, give me another one.
Salty Dog.
Which is also a restaurant in Brooklyn. So how funny would it be if they played the Salty Dog?
That would be very funny.
Salty Dog playing the Salty Dog.
That was very good, Dave.
Yeah,
like
one-
that?
Yes.
No,
Sherlock.
you
Sherlock
never
Holmes.
know.
All
Somebody
right.
could be playing or working there.
Give me
at any given point.
give me another one.
Yeah. Well, there's another band that I really like, which I think is really, it's kind of the...
Come on, man. Give it to me.
story.
Give it to me, Ben. Just say it.
Okay, so the band is called Life, Sex, and Death.
Life,
It's kind of-
sex, and death? Wait.
Right.
Was it life, sex, and death?
Pretty much, yes. They said it 3 times, and then...
All right.
I,
when is it? Is this a 90s band?
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
And-
talking like both these bands we're talking like early '90s, but actually, Life, Sex, and Death was another major label band. They kind of remind me of ZO2 because they have like an older meets newer sound.
Right.
And the singer was the record label had the brilliant idea to say that the singer was like a homeless guy that the band picked up.
Oh, you
And he
told
was
me
like
this.
Like this genius poet named Stanley. So they'd play gigs, and the guy would be out front, like begging for change and money. And
That's
people
what we
would get
do.
pissed off, and they'd go in, they'd watch the show, and the homeless guy would be singing the songs on stage. So it was kind of like a novelty, and I guess the novelty didn't work, but the album is pretty amazing.
All right. And, well, you know what's funny? There's a band, I think they were like late 80s or early 90s. Also, so sort of, I would say, fall under this category. And a friend of mine is actually managing them now, Lillian Axe. Do you guys know Lillian Axe?
Did we play
Yes,
with Lillian X?
with Stevie Blaze
played with
as
him
a,
once.
is a guitar player.
Yeah. Well, I was I was
Yeah.
thinking of getting Steve on the show at some point. But same thing. I never really knew their music. And I
They're
listened
really
to
good.
Yeah, very good. But like the new album that came, the last couple albums that came out, I thought were excellent. It was the same kind of thing where what we try to do. It's like that old school sound with the new,
Yeah.
with a more modern treatment. And I like them a lot. And it's just, again, it's a shame like that not enough people know them.
Definitely my lost classic. I know you guys maybe not into them. Enough's Enough. Early in the 80s, they
Yeah.
were this, they were a very 80s band. They fell into that 80s trap, but they've released probably 10 albums since then. And they just get
Oh,
better
yeah.
and better. They're very Cheap Trick now, Beatles, Cheap Trick,
Yeah.
that type of vibe.
When I heard
Great,
it,
great
yeah.
albums.
Well, you got me into Badlands. Remember, Dave? Joey was
yeah.
getting it. Badlands kicks
Oh, yeah,
ass.
they're great.
And what about you, Dave? Don't say Victor Wooten.
No. That's for bass players out there. No, there's actually a band, I think they're from Germany, called Lake. Have you heard
Oh,
of these
yeah.
guys, Ben?
Ben, you know
Lake?
Lake? Yeah.
Ben, you there?
I don't know, but
Got
Stump the Ben.
Stump the
I have a
Ben.
feeling that's not that hard.
No, we're stealing stuff from other people's show now.
It's one of those bands. Our father, Paulie and I, our father is a big music collector. He's got thousands of
well, let me hear this
albums.
podcast.
And he introduced me to this band. He'll usually say, "Oh, you got to hear these guys. Hear these guys." I guess they're from the '70s, but it was one of those where every song on the record was amazing. Like every one of them, I went, "Wow, I love this. I love this one too." They have 3 records, and it's the same on every record. Every one of them is catchy. I think they have there's 2 or 3 different singers in the band, and it's just really, keyboard driven, but very, very good, fun-loving music.
But not rock, not heavy rock.
Not heavy
it's like
rock,
light
more-
rock.
It's more like Styx.
Yeah.
More like Styx
Like
kind
Steely
of stuff.
Dan meets Styx meets Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah, like
that kind of stuff.
I had you listen
Kansas.
to it. It's been in
Kansas.
it's been in my CD player and
No,
hasn't left.
Actually, really, really good. And you know what? A fan, tell me if you know these guys, a fan of ours who helps us out a lot with our merch and stuff at shows, She gave us she gave me a CD for a band called Taiketo that I never heard of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know them?
That's, Danny Vaughn is the main guy.
Benny
in
knows.
that.
Benny knows
Really good.
everything. We got
Yeah.
Taiketo. I got to tell you, I really liked it. Very melodic, and reminds me again of
I
like
would never admit it to her, but it was all right.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. All right, so Ben, give us one more, another lost classic that you think people should turn on to.
Well, this one you already know, but you weren't quite into it. I was telling Joe about this band, the Wild Hearts from the UK, which they're still playing, but this is really like one of perhaps the best bands to come out of the last 20 years. Like, this is like Guns N' Roses meets Cheap Trick meets The Knack with maybe like a touch of Queen in it. These guys are just incredible. And the lead singer, Ginger, has a bunch of his own, solo albums too, and just these guys are just incredible. It's ridiculous that they're not huge.
What's the name again, Benny? What was the name?
Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts?
Yeah, I mean, he showed
Yeah.
it to me. He showed it to me at the same time when he showed me Danko Jones, and I don't know. For some reason, Danko really spoke to me, and I thought that was great stuff. And Wild Hearts for me was a little. I didn't go crazy, but I would definitely listen to it again and give it another shot. But I didn't go crazy for it.
Benny, you're supposed to be sending me all this stuff. What are you doing?
I'm compiling it. I did not forget.
You promise?
Hello,
Benny, you
It's
there?
me, baby. It's me. I got you.
I love you.
Benny, what's going on?
He really is my favorite person on the whole earth. He really is.
That's
I think
On
That
the
doesn't
on
suit
the
you.
whole
on the
earth.
whole earth. Shop
that way for everyone.
on the whole earth.
On the whole earth.
Yeah.
On the whole
Nobody
earth.
says on the whole earth. You
Why
say
not?
on
the
earth.
whole on the whole
On
planet
You
Earth.
have
Is
low
that better?
standards.
On the whole
You have really
planet
low
or
standards.
on Earth? Who says on the whole Earth?
On the whole Earth. Not half the Earth. The whole Earth.
No, you can say on the entire Earth.
Why?
You don't say the whole Earth.
Why not?
I don't know.
You do.
Can
in-
you say a
do
whole
in
pizza
Benson
pie
Earth.
or an entire pizza pie? Yes, you can say both.
Your standards are really low.
No, but if you say that's
I have
my
to
favorite
tell you.
slice of the whole pizza pie,
That wouldn't make any
it
sense.
doesn't sound right. No, it's not
Yeah.
right. I don't think. Ben, let's go to Ben for a ruling. Does that make sense? He's my favorite planet on the whole Earth.
He's
Oh, I
my
didn't-
favorite planet. Chop.
Is that what it said?
He's my favorite planet on the whole earth. You gotta get a chop.
You got to get a
We
chop
need, all right,
sound.
we got to buy a chopper.
Next time, chops and coffee.
That'll get the most airplay out of any of the sound
Oh
effects.
my
I
God.
guarantee you.
All right, Benny boy.
I'll allow it. I will allow it.
All right, Benny. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's good talking to you again. I'm going to try to get the applause going. Come on, the applause, the thing.
It crashed.
There you go. All right, guys, say bye to Benny
I didn't
boy.
hear any applause.
You didn't hear it?
You'll hear it while on
That's fine.
playback.
All right. All right, thanks, Benny. We'll check out those bands and for those people out there. Oh, by the way, for the listeners, if you know any of the bands we mentioned, whether it was, let's go over real quick again. It was, I said, Taiketo, Lillian Axe, Lake, Enough's Enough, the Wild Hearts, what was it, Life? What was it?
Life.
Sex and Death.
No, Life, Sex, and Death.
Salty Dog.
Oh, Salty Dog, Life, Sex, and Death. That's a little tongue twister.
Correct.
No, that's not. That's a tongue twister. If you know any of those bands and you can shed a little light on, on their history or their music, anything that you may know, just email us. All right, Paulie Z. Yo Paulie at thepauliezshow.com. All right. So I'm just gonna talk Japanese. That's it. I probably would be better talking a totally different language.
Is it possible to have subtitles underneath this podcast?
Oh, you know what we got to
may
do?
be onto
No.
something.
What we got to do is we got to hire trained talkers.
Trained talkers.
No, like actors to come in and
Hold on.
reread the
I
script.
can't say whole Earth, but you can say trained talkers.
Those are people that are trained to talk. All right, Benny. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.
It'd be like those commercials where they have the actors reenacting what the normal people are saying. You ever see that? I forget,
Yeah.
It's like Geico or something.
No, or where you have the like the books that are read by an actor or whatever. They get these guys to come in and read.
Today on the Paulie
Right.
Z Show.
So they're like, he's my favorite.
Why did you
man.
sound like Bela Lugosi there?
He's
Jeff?
my favorite person on the entire whole earth.
No, I didn't say entire
I'm just
whole
saying,
Earth.
no, you get Morgan Freeman. Oh, we need that guy, my friend who does the Christopher Walken impression.
Yeah.
He's my favorite guy on the whole earth. You know, I don't do it good, but we have a friend that does it amazing. All right, so why don't we only have a few minutes left. Let's do I don't even remember the name of our segments. Was it Rock de Jour? No, that's
What the hell kind of show is this?
No, what did we? Oh, Paulie Eats. That's right.
Alex goes, it's right on the board,
Hold
Paul.
on.
Paul looks
Hold
at the
on.
board. He goes, no. But what did we
Hold on,
call
wait.
it? It says in plain English, Paulie Eats.
Just for everyone to know, we have a giant board in front of us, and it has lists of what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 is Call Benny Boy. 5 is the next thing, Paulie Eats.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't looking. All right, I need a professional reader too. All right, so we're gonna let's do. How much time we have, Alex, before we hit our mark? I don't want to go over.
We're over, but
Are we over?
it's okay.
Is this cutting into lunch?
Yes.
Let's get
Hurry it up.
Oh, till lunch we have.
No, the show. Are we over 60 minutes?
Yeah, way over.
No, but don't we have to edit stuff?
Yeah, we're still over.
Oh Jesus! All right, why don't we do a real super quick Paulie Eats with Hill Country, since we all no
Do
strangers.
like 30 seconds or something. Time it.
All right, 30 seconds. I'm gonna say what I like, what I don't like, and then you guys can just agree or disagree. Ready? Real quick. I say the ribs are amazing. Go for the pork ribs, the beef ribs, the moist brisket is incredible. Best brisket I've ever had in my life. Peanut butter and jelly cupcakes, red velvet cupcake, banana pudding, lemonade, short ribs, cucumber salad, mac and cheese, vanilla ice cream, corn casserole, pecan pie, German chocolate cupcake, jalapeno sausage, beer, Cornish hen, and pork chop.
I have to disagree on a couple. I don't like any of the sides. I don't like the sides at Hill Country.
Okay.
And I don't like the moist brisket. It's actually too moist, if that's possible.
It's not possible.
It's 2 bites in, you want to vomit. You can't
Okay,
eat
but
anymore.
are those the best bites?
Oh,
of the-
they're delicious.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, but that's all I'm saying.
I want volume, too. I
But-
need volume and taste.
Okay, and the things I say don't order, my opinion, the prime rib, the lean brisket, chicken, not the beer. There's a difference, just so you guys know. The beer Cornish hen is, to me,
That's
is
great.
The regular market barbecue chicken, to me, is a waste. Just go to, it's not special. So if you're at Hill Country, don't waste your
But
money.
again, a little trick when you're at Hill Country, if you do get the moist brisket, get something like the dry chicken because it offsets it a little. You take a little bit of moist brisket, you take a little bit of dry
Yeah,
chicken.
I guess so. That's why I like the sides. Dave?
Just make sure you bring a roll of Bounty paper towels with you.
Well, they give it to you there.
They
There is
actually do.
You need more than that.
Yeah,
it's
but-
very oily. For a drink, I think you got to get the diet root beer. It
Oh,
comes-
yeah.
Yeah, they come in like their own little bottles. It's a nice little touch.
Delicious.
Yeah, diet root beer. So anyway, I wish we could.
Where is Hill Country, Paulie?
We could spend more time on this, but maybe I'll talk about it again. But it's on West 26th Street between Broadway and 6th Avenue in Manhattan in New York City. And it's also very special because we filmed quite a few scenes there during the second season of Z-Rock. And I think only second season, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yes.
If I'm not correct.
If I'm not correct.
Anyway, the point is, it is quickly become, at least for me, one of my favorite places to eat when I'm pigging out. Obviously, don't go there if you. Oh, actually, no. If you're on a diet, I know it sounds crazy, but I went there once with my girl, and she doesn't eat meat, and she had the salad. And I had some of it, and I know this sounds crazy. The salad was unbelievable.
You could
I wouldn't
never
mind trying
go
that.
to Hill Country and order a salad.
You can if you're a vegetarian. I'm saying if you're going with someone who's going there and you're like, oh, what the hell am I going to eat? I'm just saying their salad was very fresh and just really, really tasty. So don't feel intimidated if you're a vegetarian and you're going to Hill Country. You can get the salad. I highly recommend it.
Poor Alex's mouth is watering. He hasn't eaten in over 72 days.
Yeah, our producer is detoxing, and he's been just drinking for like 3 days.
What are you drinking again?
Lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper.
Did you hear that out there?
Lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper in water and as a drink, and that's all he's been having. All right, anyway, real quick as we say goodbye, we were talking about season 2 that we've been filming there with Hill Country. Some breaking news. We found out that it is official. Season 2 of Z-Rock will be released on DVD. No!
The wrong one.
There you go. What an idiot.
You only have one of two to pick
How do you
from.
fuck that up? Season 2 will be released in DVD. We don't know the exact date yet, but it probably, if I had to guess, I would say early summertime. And we'll be planning touring around that. So make sure you come out. Buy this, the DVD. I'm sure there'll be some cool extras on there. Anyway, I want to thank my guests again, my brother David Z, our drummer Joey Z.
Whoa.
Joey Z. No, I can't say that.
Honorary member?
You want to be killed right now?
Joey Casada. And check us out at iTunes. Obviously, that's where you could download it, or just go to thepauliezshow.com. My Twitter is ZO2Paulie. That's my Twitter name. And ZO2.com, MySpace.com/ZO2. And our new Facebook, by the way, is Facebook.com/ZO2Band. So please go to that one. If you were on the old Facebook, make sure you go over to the new one. And of course, YoPaulie at thepauliezshow.com if you want to email us. Remember the restaurant name. Give me some suggestions. Cool ways of getting out of being lit on fire in a high-profile event. What's a cool way to get out of that? And if you have any lost classics or you want to comment on the bands that we talked about, just email
And
me.
most
that too.
important, demand my own show. Joey's own show.
Oh, no.
Alice, where's the claps? Hey. See, he doesn't get it wrong for me. How come he gives you the donkey?
Nice. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
You've reached Ben's answering machine.
Oh, boy.
The low power answering machine. So leave a smoke-free message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording,
Paul,
you may
wanna
hang
go?
up
Can
or
you
press
hear all
1
three of
for
us?
more options.
Paul, Benny.
Benny.
Benny. The out-of-tune one was Joe.